Take one.
Take one.
They don't need to know.
Hello and welcome to a Midwest Perspective. Once again, I am joined by Tyler Tabat. This is part 2 of the Tabat series. I'm your host, Dan Bognar. Let's get into it, man.
Coronavirus on your mind, huh?
Coronavirus is on my mind.
Seems to be on everybody's mind.
Seems to be a pandemic happening right now that people are freaking the fuck out about.
And I never realized that pandemic was worse than epidemic. I thought it was the other way around, so.
I don't even know, what are they?
Like what a pandemic?
What defines a pandemic versus an epidemic versus a...
Pandemic affects countrywide.
Mm.
So it's like countries are experiencing it. Epidemic is localized.
More isolated?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I didn't know if pandemic was based off of the continents, and that 6 out of the 7 continents in the world now have coronavirus. So I didn't know if it was like that way that, all of a sudden it amplifies to a pandemic versus, something else or God knows what. I remember back in the day there was a game, I think you can still play it, where like you created a virus or a bacteria and tried to like spread it to the world.
Used to play that all the time. The goal is to get the airborne like power up, and then you got to get the rats and the bugs. Take over the whole world. Could never get Madagascar though. So I guess if you're in Madagascar, you might be safe from coronavirus.
Might be safe.
But I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty third world place.
Madagascar?
Is it?
I don't know, actually.
Oh, come on, man.
No, they have lemurs.
I thought you had more knowledge on the fact than me.
I just know there's some animated movies called Madagascar, and that's about the extent of my knowledge about the place.
Coronavirus, dude. What are you doing to save yourself from doomsday right now?
What am I doing?
What happens when you get the sniffles?
I thankfully live with a nurse that has stocked up on a lot of antibiotics, and I feel like I'm in good hands.
And what's your address again?
Address is on River Lane in Germantown.
River Lane. Okay. Interesting. I don't know, man. I told you earlier that I think what's scarier than, this flu going around is just the fact that people are getting scared about it. Hysteria, man.
It is. It does seem like a lot of hysteria, and I just don't understand. I mean, I guess I do understand the stockpiling of goods, for sure.
But toilet paper?
I mean, they're stockpiling like it's the end of the world.
Yeah, you can wash your asshole out in water.
Yeah.
Why do you need to stock up? Like, there's some Debbie somewhere right now sitting in her room
Debbie.
with just pallets of toilet paper and Diet Coke and Little Debbie cakes.
True.
And meanwhile, normal people are just like, dude, I just need some toilet paper. What the fuck?
Right. And it's weird though, because Missy and I think it was Wednesday night. It was the night that all the sports got like canceled. The NBA was canceled.
That's a big deal, though.
NHL, well, they're not canceled. They're just postponed. Or they're taking like a suspension, a hiatus, so to speak.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens with that. But, yeah, we were at China Kitchen in Germantown with my parents just eating. Don't give me that look. That place is bomb. If that's where I'm contracting the virus, so be it.
You mentioned ground zero. China.
Thanks, China. But, afterwards we went to just Pick and Save right up the road here, and there was definitely, you could tell the preppers. There was, guys with a cart full of macaroni and cheese.
Don't give me that look.
And ramen noodles and everything. But as far as, like, toilet paper and, like, cleaning products went, it was actually pretty well stocked. I don't know if we just came at the right time where they had restocked, or the
people are just gross.
The craziness, yeah, right. The craziness hadn't reached these parts of towns, but yeah, we were able to go all around and grabbed everything we needed and good to go. Got toilet paper, good to go there. Got some extra.
What's your address again?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Ladies and gentlemen, $50 a roll if you need toilet paper.
No low ballers. He knows what he's got.
It's that triple ply. But that always reminds me of a joke. There's a joke that's like, when in school did we learn toilet paper math? Because like on the labels it'll say like 12 rolls equals 48 rolls. And it's like, wait a minute. No, it doesn't. Oh, it's 4-ply. That doesn't make it more rolls.
Just makes it a bigger waste.
Yeah, exactly. You got
and then you double it up, and you're practically wiping your ass with a sheet of plywood.
All of a sudden, you got a tree growing in your bathroom.
I'm investing in the bidet.
That's
think.
The way to go.
Yeah, it's
the French are onto something,
right?
I think
And you're not cutting down trees, so in the long run, I'm just being eco-friendly, right?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the hygiene factor. Have you ever used a bidet?
I've never used a bidet.
Dude, you got to get on the bidet game, especially if it's heated. Because you don't think about that. The warm water, the first time I used one, I didn't realize that there was a temperature control on it.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so, I just got, like, middle school bubbler water shot straight up the butt.
Dang. I mean, I guess I didn't, think about that.
Yeah.
I guess you would want it, kind of lukewarm.
Hell yeah. You ever take a fucking cold shower?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Depending. But yeah.
Dang. Yeah, well, I know, Missy and I are redoing our bathroom right now. We might need to invest.
Dude, there you go.
So we do need to get a new toilet.
That's a solid game plan. Get one with the built-in. Because the ones I'm looking at are just like these...
The ring that sits on top.
Essentially. That's why I got to run it by my landlord first.
Mm.
Yeah. It's like...
Where does it draw the water from?
It looks like it hooks straight up to the plumbing. But I don't know. I got to watch a YouTube video. I didn't have time in school. And honestly, that's not something I want to look up in public because...
No?
I don't know, man. What are you looking at? I don't know how a bidet works. Okay, fucking weirdo.
Yeah, probably not. So that one's gonna be cold. Or is there temperature controls?
Oh, there's temperature controls.
Really?
Dude, I was on a website.
Does
HelloTushy.com. My buddy Colin.
HelloTushy.com.
Yeah, he's the one that put the bidet bug in my ear. And I was like, dude, that's like perfect. Fuck trying to scrounge for toilet paper because people are nuts.
True.
Best $60 you'll ever spend in your life. Yeah, HelloTushy.com. You can pay for the temperature-controlled bidet.
Weird. Is
right?
it like battery operated or does it plug in?
I couldn't watch a video, dude. I was in public.
Dang.
And plus, got that tablet. That's practically a movie screen compared to trying to watch a video on your phone.
True.
Yeah. So everybody's like looking over your shoulder.
True. I don't know. I think you might be onto something there.
Right?
You let me know how it works.
I can't take full credit. I did get the idea from a friend.
Fair enough.
But I think we invest in bidets.
How much are they?
$60 to $80 for a nice one. Otherwise, there's like, you can go on Amazon, man. $15.
Dang.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do that.
Well, you still need to dry.
Yeah, but it's like when you use one, it's like you're getting out of the shower, man.
I guess.
You know, you dry your asshole, and by the morning your towel forgets.
I guess. I don't know. I'm skeptical. You're gonna have to let me know how it works.
Well, maybe you're not doing a thorough job when you're.
I do a great.
In your morning
My
routines
job is
there,
good
Mr. Bogner.
Oh, trust me, I'm doing all right. But yeah, it is. I mean, it is kind of scary out there. Supposedly, and as of today, at least, and the time of us recording, Donald Trump just said it's a national emergency. I was watching the press conference a little bit while I was at work. It was funny. Literally, like all my coworkers had it just like in the background or whatever, listening to it, and it was interesting. I guess they're investing a lot of money into companies, which I thought was an interesting way to do it, but I guess they have to.
Like companies that, what, for like medical companies or like
medical
Charmin's
companies.
about to get a big boost or what?
medical companies, Walmart, Walgreens, they actually want to have like drive up tests,
Oh, dude, that's good news.
which like, yeah, if the ecosystem is there and they're able to do it, by all means. We'll see what that actually looks like. I know they were developing a website as well, because obviously not everybody needs to be tested. Like if you're showing symptoms of it, then yeah, get tested.
Yeah, just like herpes.
Right. But, I guess.
If it
But,
burns
like-
when you pee, man, go to the doctor.
But like, yeah, they didn't want everybody and their mother going and like getting tested when they don't need to, just because resources are kind of sparse.
Sure.
But yeah, they wanted to do drive-up testing, which I don't know what this test entails. If you have to give blood or saliva, or I have no idea. But yeah, I know they're developing a website as well. That this lady showed a diagram of like how the website's going to work, and it's literally just like yes or no answers, and it just goes like, are you showing these symptoms? Yes. All right, continue to the next page. No, well, you don't have it.
Oh, no shit.
And like keeps going down and down and down, and we'll see what that looks like. But I mean, just the way that Donald Trump talks, oh my god, I forget what he said. It was 2 words. Oh yeah, he said national disaster or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, he paused. He's just like, 2 big words,
Oh, shit.
2 powerful words. I was just like, oh Lord Almighty. And like,
If national and disaster are big words,
it made me take a second. I was just like, hold on a second.
I bet you that
All
dude's autocorrect is just on fire when he's sending those tweets out. If that's actually him sending them.
Right.
But
Which, I mean, in all honesty, I think it is.
just working tenfold to correct all those big words.
Right. Which I gotta say, I kind of like that he tweets, and I kind of like that it's.
Why is that? You're the first person
Well-
that I've heard say that.
I like that it's raw, and what I mean by that is that it is literally him talking to the people. There's not a team of people. No, there might be. I have no idea. But at least it seems that there's not like a team of people who are, checking what he's saying or like auto-correcting in what he's saying. I know, what was it? Oh, yeah. He was saying the Kansas City Chiefs, like, congrats on winning the Super Bowl. And he got the state that they're from wrong.
Oh,
I
no
think
shit.
He said
Kansas?
Kansas versus Missouri. Yeah. And he's like, great win for the state of Kansas instead of Missouri. And yeah, I don't know. It was just something that.
Well, at least he showed he cared.
I mean,
You
it
know,
shows he cares, but
You might not know football, but yeah, good job winning the Super Bowl.
Well, that, and I mean, I kind of like it in the sense that it feels like, I mean, this is just kind of him. He's talking to the people in that manner. There's not somebody writing scripts for him or anything like that. And I mean, I respect it. Maybe he doesn't say the right things all the time, but I mean, I respect it in the sense that, yeah, he seems like he's kind of talking right to you or right to the people
Right.
in that regards. But
Yeah, it's definitely the veil is removed. You know,
Right.
you're kind of looking behind the curtain when you read his tweets. And especially, like, I'm kind of getting excited for the election just because you know that shit's going to ramp up.
True.
You know?
True.
There's just going to be more ridiculous tweets and everybody else going to go nuts. Just a 2020, man. Let's bring it in. We are just knocking the door down now.
That's going to be an interesting election, that's for sure. I know, well, at least it seems that the Democratic nominee is going to be Joe Biden. I'm not sure if Bernie's going to be able to pull through. And we'll see. Yeah, Biden versus Trump, and unfortunately, I think Trump's taking it.
You know, but between those two, man, Joe Biden gives me like a free candy kind of vibe. So
It creeps me out.
at least we know what we got with Trump. But yeah, something about the way he moves is very suspicious. I don't know shit about politics, man. This is the most information I've gotten on politics in a while. So
I'm not all into politics myself, to be honest with you. And I think we talked about this before, at least with like the national election. Honestly, and I'll go on record by saying this, I have not voted for a single president
Oh, really?
since I've been able to.
I
Yeah.
voted last election, but that would be the first time, I think,
Really?
that I would be able to. I don't know.
Yeah. I
But
I
yeah, I voted
personally-
last election, but I voted third party. It was like a throwaway, so
Sure. And even last election between Hillary and Trump, I mean, even if I would have voted, it would not have been for either of them.
Right.
I really didn't think that, either of them was the best candidate, to be honest with you. And so, yeah, that's kind of the reasoning behind why I haven't voted. Might vote in this election. We'll see. But yeah, I know we were talking about it before, is that local elections are actually a hell of a lot more important.
oh sure,
And it's
because you can
something
actually feel those.
Right.
I've voted in a bunch of local elections.
Right. And that's a question I always ask people, no matter who you vote for, is, how drastically has your life changed
Right.
that Donald Trump is our president? Me personally, not that much
Well,
at all.
Depends on what you spend your free time doing, because we had this dude at work. He doesn't work with us anymore, but as soon as tax season came around, he was, oh, you see what Donald Trump did for you? Do you see this? You see that? But he was also like, with like tax breaks and whatnot. He was the kind of guy that would be adding up how much taxes were getting taken out of his check every time he got paid.
Sure.
And paying attention to that. I don't really pay attention to that. I'm bachelor life all day.
Yeah.
I know what money I make and I use it. That's it.
Right.
But, like if that were your thing, I can see where that would matter. If you got, I think he had a family of 4
Dang.
or something, family of 5. But yeah, so maybe it does matter and we're just ignorant to the fact because,
Right.
I don't know, man. I feel like
Right.
I'm living a pretty decent life.
I feel like we're all doing pretty okay.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, that's why, I mean, no matter who our president is, I really don't think life is going to change all that drastically. However, I will say that if Bernie were to get elected and if he is able to enact a lot of the things
Free
that
money.
he's talking about,
From your paycheck.
then I think you might feel some of that. Whether it be good or bad, I really
Yeah.
don't know what all that looks like or how he's getting all this money or where it's coming from or whatever. But he's kind of been one of the more, I want to call it radical, but more
Dude.
outside the box thinkers. And
2 elections ago,
yeah.
you're talking radical. Ron Paul, I think it was Ron Paul, talking about legalizing all victimless crimes. I don't know. I loved watching him debate. That was a long time ago. I don't know, probably 10 years ago. What would that be, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
How do politics work? But yeah, no, Ron Paul talking about legalizing all victimless crimes and taxing the shit out of victimless crimes. So, any drug you want to use, any solicitation, prostitution, anything that is a contracted, or like contracted, a crime, like you're not burglarizing somebody's house or you're not,
Right.
trying to steal something from a store or wreck a business or anything like that.
Sure.
I don't know. I always thought that was super cool because in one of his debates, he, what was it? He mentions like, if I legalized heroin tomorrow, how many of you would go out and start using heroin? Probably not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Probably just the addicts. And then if we tax the shit out of it, well, yeah, sure. Daddy works at the Black Tar Heroin Factory up in, Madison
Wherever,
or wherever the fuck it would be. I don't know. And then you could set up treatment facilities and help them. I don't know. That's like that Switzerland stuff where they have like the needle disposal boxes and they like regulate it and
Yeah.
try to maintain. If you're gonna be a drug addict, you're gonna be a drug addict. If you're
Right.
gonna choose not to be, well then go be a part of society. But
Right.
at least we don't have like in Washington, dude, there were parks where like you'd go like in some of the more shady areas because we'd go smoke some weed behind whatever.
Sure.
And just needles on the fucking ground, just
Really?
like vagrancy. It really, really like weird to see. And kind of gross because, Washington was so beautiful. Like Seattle,
Right.
littered with needles.
Dang.
So,
Wow.
yeah, if we could
I
do
didn't know
something
that.
to, like, allow people to be who they want to be or what they want to be, I guess. Like,
Sure.
that life's not for you or me, obviously.
Right.
But, yeah.
At least
But
provide
also,
maybe even a safe place for them to do it.
yeah.
And make sure they, if that is their choice, at least provide them with clean needles
Shit,
or
regulate it.
whatever.
Give them a
Yeah.
dose so they can go to work.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. And I mean, even just cutting down on like sharing of needles or
Oh, yeah.
that whole world is unknown to me, but at least that's what I learned in school that like, yeah, they'll share a needle and they'll show a picture of a needle that's been used once versus one that's been used twice versus one that's been used 5 times. And it just degrades and degrades and degrades and picks up all sorts of
Dude,
bacteria.
my buddy's
and
mom works
God knows what.
at a pharmacy, and she says like I didn't know even where you buy needles, but apparently you go to a
Damn
pharmacy and you can purchase them. And she was like, we can't refuse people who come in like clearly they're gonna go use these to get high or get their fix.
Sure.
Like legally you can't. Like they have money, we give them to them, and they go do whatever they want with them. It's kind of weird.
Dang, I guess. I mean,
But she said the number of people that come through that look clearly like they're going to use them for drugs is outrageous. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of sad.
it is sad, but I mean that's the lifestyles that people choose. It's, again, not the life for me. But I mean, to your point, at least if those things were legal or whatever, that if there was some sort of safe haven where these people, while they're high as a kite and maybe even incoherent or whatever,
Yeah.
aren't being a menace to society. They're not on the corner of the street or falling asleep on the subway or even in public transit.
Right.
They're, in a shelter or in like a safe house where it's just like, yep, do your
Well,
thing, ride your ride, and like we'll make sure that you're all right.
You know what I'd be interested to know too, like with victimless crime, is like if prostitution were legalized, I'd be interested to know if rape cases went down. If it were legalized, like, the prostitutes are checked, it's all regulated, they're safe. Like if you want to do this as what the fuck is porn? I mean, come on. You
Yeah.
film it and now suddenly it's okay.
Right.
Like it would almost be like better to not film it and have that just be like, I don't know, like a massage parlor.
Sure.
Only it's like a legitimate business,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, are rape cases lower? Are women like respected more? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. And
kind of
that's-
weird.
That's a
Criminal-
weird topic for sure.
I know that's an
and,
uncomfortable one.
It's not. I mean, it definitely is an uncomfortable one. To make it even more uncomfortable,
Hit me.
because we're going there.
Let's get uncomfortable.
I think I saw this on Joe Rogan's podcast, and at least one of them, and they were talking about this.
Who's
is
Joe
that,
Rogan?
Some dude in California that I'm just gonna be him in the Midwest.
Oh, dude, right on.
Yeah, he was talking, or somebody on his podcast was talking about this, and they had said, well, if you want to do that, then, if you're going to allow people to get off, per se, and do it legally and kind of more controlled, then would you provide pedophiles with little dolls that look like little kids?
Ooh, that is uncomfortable.
Yeah. And that's, I don't
That's
know. It
weird.
made me kind of.
So you're talking like the sex doll
charmed.
industry, like
Yeah.
starts making.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, that's weird.
Where, hey, you know what? Whatever you want to do behind closed doors, that's your thing. Whatever you're into.
You know
people
what?
have all sorts of fetishes or whatever.
I'll say
but-
go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's fucking nuts.
Right.
But yeah, whatever. Don't touch my kid. If you want to go play with dolls, in quotation marks,
Right.
you
If
know,
that's
like,
gonna
yeah.
solve your fix or whatever.
Yeah, sure. If that's going to stop, like, some peeping Tom from stealing somebody's daughter off the street or abducting Jimmy at the park,
Yeah.
then yeah, go for it. But I don't want to know about it. That's weird.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Nymphomania? Or Nympho something. There's, I don't know. I can barely remember it, but it's some like movie about this chick she's a nymph, so she loves to get fucked, and she ends up working in some sort of like, I want to say some sort of sex business where she's like a dominatrix, and there's this dude, and she realizes that the only thing that gets him off is kids. And she ends up like sympathizing with him because he's never committed an act of like pedophilia. He just lives his entire life like sexually frustrated. And it's, I don't know, it's kind of like an artsy movie, so it's kind of weird.
Sure.
But it was a really interesting take because as soon as I heard it, like this dude's a pedophile, I was like, oh, fuck that guy.
Right.
But it was just like, it's an interesting take because she ends up like sympathizing with him because he chooses not to commit those crimes. So maybe give that poor dude a rubber doll. But
yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. And that's kind of the argument that was had, was that will that curb their appetite, so to speak,
or feed the need?
Or
dude, that's weird.
And
I can't put myself in that mind.
I don't have that.
Even imagine.
Exactly. It's like, but that is kind of,
I don't know.
a portion of that.
Does porn really curb your appetite? Porn's like eating saltine crackers for every meal. It just kind of like, I'm not hungry, but what did I do to myself? Or why am I doing this to myself?
Fair enough.
Is that a fair comparison?
For some, sure. Yes, I think it is. It curbs the appetite in the moment. We'll put it that way.
If you say so, bro.
Well, yeah, coronavirus. What's up with that?
Yeah,
Just kidding.
I don't know, man. Don't sneeze on me, and
don't lick door handles. Don't sneeze on people. Wash your hands. Just don't be gross.
Don't touch your face. If I touch my beard, does that count as my face?
You should probably shave your beard.
I feel less safe. This is like a natural respirator, isn't it?
No. Quite the opposite.
Dude, you're getting this shit from Missy. Because she tried to tell me this one time. You're going to tell me that beards are as dirty as dogs' mouths or whatever. And I'm going to tell you right now, my dog licks my face all the time, so that's not true.
I don't know if your math adds up there. But yeah, hair is actually very gross. So I have read and so I have heard there's a lot of oils that trap a lot of bacteria and not great. Also, if you do end up needing to wear some sort of mask, your hair will actually make little gaps where things can get in.
That's actually really true. I always thought in the military you had to shave your face just so you looked like G.I. Joe or whatever. Mm-hmm. But they told us in boot camp after we did the gas chamber that the real reason was so that way your gas mask would seat properly.
Yeah.
Which is really funny because then they give people no shave chits. So, like, if that dude doesn't shave his face because he gets razor bumps really bad or breaks out or whatever, what? If he's got to wear his gas mask in a time of crisis, we just say, well, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Get out your knife.
But yeah, that's definitely really true.
Dang. So you've been in a gas chamber?
Yeah, dude.
Sketch.
Tear gas. Fun. Super fun. Like, pepper spray. I've been maced, tased, and the gas mask. So all like the basic riot control. And I would happily stand and take a beanbag from a shotgun just to know what that feels like.
Dang.
In a controlled environment.
Sure.
Like, just because there's like a certain level of adrenaline beforehand. But when, so like they line you up in this auditorium and, they're distributing your masks as they walk down like the rows and they're giving you like this speech about how it's not the gas chamber, it's the confidence chamber. Why is it the confidence chamber? Well, you need to have confidence that that gas mask is going to save your life. So they make you wear it while they're giving you this speech. And I shit you not, I had like a mini panic attack while I was like sitting there just from like claustrophobia, and you're looking around and I don't know, it's fucking boot camp, so everybody's yelling and shit like that. But I had like a mini panic attack wearing the gas mask for the first time, and I was so relieved. Like, I think it turned into like an adrenaline rush when we actually had to get up, because they're showing you like a PowerPoint, a shitty PowerPoint of like where you're gonna go, how they want you to line up, and what you have to do. Which you have to take your mask off when you're in there, and you have to what was it? It was like your social security number, your rank, your rate, and you have to sound off like a slew of shit about you.
Oh, dang.
So that way, like, you're coherent.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody fucks up, stutters, whatever, okay, we're going to do this again from the top.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and you have to be in there while everybody recites all their stuff.
Dang.
And, yeah, I was super, like, charged up when they stood us up. And we had to like file out, and we all go into the chamber. I can't remember. It really wasn't that big. It's a concrete room.
Right.
And they bring out these like pellets, and they crush them like mortar, pestle. How do you say
mortar?
that?
Yeah.
Pestle mortar. Yeah. And they like crush them up, and you could see like the gas dispersed, and you're wearing your gas mask when you're in there. And they're all wearing it, and I want to say there was like a 1MC in there. For some reason, I remember we could hear what our orders were to do. And maybe they weren't. Maybe they were just sounding off, yelling at us. But, yeah, all of a sudden, like, around your face just feels kind of like, I don't know, like stinging nettles, like around the seal of the gas mask.
Yeah.
And you're breathing perfectly fine. You're like, oh, that's all it is? Like, that the entire time, like, they're starting to sound off.
Yeah.
And then, like, as they go down the ranks, because my last name's a T, so I was at the back of the ranks, because you line up alphabetically. And, yeah, as they're going down, like, and the guys are getting closer, you realize that you can hear people just coughing, spitting, just everything you don't want to do if you have the coronavirus and you're in a sealed room with somebody. Like, you can hear them struggling, and then kind of like your heart starts like beating again. And yeah, dude, as soon as you take that mask off, like, just you drool, you tear up.
Oh,
it's
dang.
super, like, your sinuses emptied.
Dang.
Like, immediately. And you have to sound off, Luckily, I think only one person fucked up, so we had to go back and do it. But, yeah, the longer you stood in that stuff, like, the more, obviously, exposed you are to it. And I remember by the time we got filed out, like, it was kind of dark, like it was fluorescent lighting, and then you go into, like, a darker hallway. And I remember, like, just grabbing the walls on my way out.
Oh, dang.
And, like, trying to guide myself, like, with the people in front of me while other people are, like, grabbing at you. And it's kind of gross because they cuss at you for dropping any of your spit or your snot on the floor.
Sure.
So the order is masks up, cups up. And by cups, I thought that they were going to give us a nice little styrofoam cup.
Sure.
No, it's your fucking hand that you have to hold underneath your chin.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, while you're, like, sounding off. And then, like, so on the way out, like, people are fucking grabbing you and shit like that. But I remember turning, like, the corner and seeing daylight. And that's where, like, they just let everybody, I think it had to be, like, group of 50 at a time. Maybe 25 at a time. But they let you go out there and just throw up or whatever. But I remember, like, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel was like daylight as you walk down this hallway outside the gas chamber. I don't know. Like, it honestly, like,
wow,
it was kind of fun and kind of cool because like, what that is now.
Right.
So it's an exposure thing. So I don't know. Gas me, bitch.
Fair enough. Do you know what that substance was?
It's just tear gas.
Just tear gas.
Yeah. So it's nothing lethal, nothing crazy, but
yeah,
the whole thing is like you could be exposed to it. So You know, obviously, if you're exposed to anything else, it's probably, you know, against the rules of war or whatever. But
Right.
But yeah, the gas chamber is super fun. Getting maced, not fun at all. Fuck that. Pepper spray will take me down.
Pepper spray straight to the eyes.
Dude, can't throw a punch after pepper spray. When you
Dang.
get maced, they want you to do like this, this like running. I don't know. You have to do like this course. And one thing is kind of like a mock sparring with somebody. No, not happening.
Really?
If you mace me, you can kick my ass all day.
Really?
Dude, immediately, because that stuff like burns, whereas
Right.
like tear gas is just kind of like stinging nettles, which if you spent any amount of time in the woods,
Yeah.
you know,
You
if
know
you
what that
stepped
feels
on a
like.
pricker bush when you were a kid, like
Right.
you kind of can deal with that. But
Right.
and then it's like just your normal bodily functions that you can't control. You're like, what the hell's going on? It's like disorientating.
Huh.
But like the mace, dude, just hurts. Just hurts like nobody's business.
Dang. Because, yeah, I had a coworker of mine. He actually just left at the beginning of the year to actually join the Germantown police force. And he had a video of him going through basic training or whatever training for the police
Sure.
academy and getting pepper sprayed. And, yeah, he had to, like, kind of, like, keep his cool and, like, protect his gun and, like, still be able to yell out orders.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
like, kind of control the situation.
Be aggressive or assertive.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And I mean, he did a great job at it. You know, I'm not sure if there's different levels or tiers of pepper
No,
spray or mace or whatever.
but apparently everybody reacts to those things differently.
Really?
Yeah, because there was actually the chick I bought my motorcycle off of. She had to get maced, and I saw the video of her doing it next to the video of somebody else doing it, and she handled it like a fucking champ, dude.
Really?
Like it was her job. Like she'll kick your ass after getting maced, and she
Fair
couldn't have
enough.
been taller than 5'4", 5'5",
Damn.
maybe 110 pounds, 115 pounds, like fucking light. Yeah, and then there's also like I've read or heard or whatever somewhere,
Yeah.
like cops when they like tase people,
Mhm.
some people just keep walking at them, like they
Really?
don't care.
Just unaffected.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and same with like mace, and I guarantee those pepper balls ain't shit. I
Yeah.
mean I don't know what those are like, but if anybody's got some, I'm down to go try them out. Like
Yeah. I don't know if I could do the mace. That sounds horrible. So I'm just thinking I'd freaking tear up if somebody's cutting an onion in the other room. So I think I got some sensitive eyeballs.
well, and they say that they're gonna beam you in the forehead with it.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, what happens is you just get it like right across the top of your eyebrows, and it just runs into your
Oh,
face.
dang.
And when it fills your pores, it just
Yeah.
that like red, brown, rust-colored
Yeah.
spray that splatters everywhere. Yeah.
Game over. But I've at least been, and I know it's probably not even comparable, tased with a handheld taser, like one of the little whatevers, self-defense whatevers.
Dude, a shock's a shock. I hate getting shocked.
Really? I
Oh.
mean, the first time it's just like, whoa. But after that, it's just like, this isn't really like, not too much.
I get mad every time, like if I touch something, like unplug a cord or whatever, and I get
Really?
fucking shocked. Yeah.
That's why I need to stop wearing socks in this house. It's all carpet. I just walk around. Every light switch I touch is just like, zzz, zzz. Son of a bitch. But no, I think I could do that. However, the things that they shoot at you, that they have the prongs that actually like stick in you and
Yeah.
shock you, I think that's a whole nother story. I don't know. I feel like that would I'd be a sack of potatoes just falling straight down if I got hit with one of those.
I've had them both, man.
Yeah?
I've had the hand taser. The hand taser I did to myself
Yeah.
a long time ago. Were you around for that?
Was it at Luke's house?
Yeah, was it at Luke's house?
Yeah.
I was grounded from my cell phone, so I decided to get Snoopy. And when I was looking for my phone, I fucking found a taser. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I brought it to Luke's house. First thing his mom said was, "Tase Luke."
Yeah, I think that's when I got tased as well.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think it was that bad. I got tased in the arm, and then, I think I did it to myself a few times.
yeah.
After a while, it was a little invigorating, not going to lie.
Sticks and stones may break your bones, but whips and chains excite you.
I felt like Bender.
Oh, dude. Futurama.
But, dang, I didn't know I guess they would do all that in the military.
Yeah.
Like, you got to go through the gambit.
Dude, well, I don't know, man. I think some people go, again, that's like a mental thing, because maybe me, I was so, like, busy trying to understand how it all worked, or, like, why we were doing this, or, like,
Sure.
I think I found more interest in it and told myself, like, millions of people have done this. I don't know, millions, sure, we'll say millions
Right.
have done it. And, like, so obviously I'm going to be fine, but there were guys, like, when our division started, this is just boot camp, who I remember by, like, I don't know, I had a moment where I told myself, like, man, what the hell did I sign up for? Like,
Yeah.
this is weird, like, what am I doing here? But I remember right around, like, week 2 or 3, there was a guy who started complaining that his back hurt. And till this day, I remember well, number one, he didn't even finish boot camp, and then he didn't even leave ROTC until after, like, we graduated and were long gone.
Oh, dang.
Because what happened was he wanted a medical separation. He was pussing out.
Dang.
And I don't know, we hadn't even started any of the physical stuff. So far, all we had done was stay up for 3 days straight and eat food and exist in sweatpants and get yelled at a lot. Like, dude, like the first 3 weeks, they're just screaming at you. I remember, dude, when I got my hair cut, oh my God. When they shave your head, so, like, I don't know, you remember doing everybody came over and, like, shaved all my hippie hair off?
Was that at your going away party?
No, that was at my parents' house.
I don't think
it was like 2 or 3 weeks before the going away party. I don't know. There's a picture somewhere, Conrad buzzing my head.
Nice.
And, like, you guys gave me, like, a fresh cut, like, I don't know, I was reborn.
Yeah.
Boot camp, man, big.
Really?
And I remember looking at my ugly, fat fucking head in the mirror and going, holy shit, that's what it looks like underneath that? That was some weird shit. Everybody
Dang.
walking around with their shitty, bicked heads. And then it was like each haircut after that got, like, progressively, like, more and more appropriate
Right.
up until you graduated. So it was like you were leveling up, You're a
Dang.
fucking Pokemon when you're in boot camp. But I don't know, like, boot camp is, like, the most fun you never want to have again,
Yeah.
but I can see where some people would go and they'd be like, oh, this is hell. But
Yeah.
a lot of people, I think, who join the military have already been through hell. So
Sure. Yeah. Dang. I think I read this on Reddit. And I don't know if it was for the Marines or the Navy or whatever division or whatever, but they said, or they were asking about a certain pill that was like a certain color or something that they had to take. And they're asking, like, what's that used for? And one of the replies, and I don't know if this is true or not, was that pill was actually a sensor to gauge body heat. And that one of their, we'll call them trials, was to actually get, like, hypothermia or, like, be on the verge of hypothermia. And that was the officer's way to, like, kind of make sure you were safe. And, like, they'd warm you up a little bit just to make sure, like, you're not getting hypothermia, but you'd have to, like, sit in a super cold room up to that point just so you know what that feels like. Did you have to do any of that?
no, that sounds like some special forces shit. I don't know. I didn't have to do any of that, but I've told you this, the story about the dude who when we were getting all our shots. Did I tell you about the peanut butter shot?
Dude, I was actually just thinking about that today. Weirdly enough.
Really?
Yeah.
The fucking
I was,
peanut butter
getting
shot?
uncomfortable on my car ride to work. Yeah, I was just like, ugh. I don't know why I was thinking about it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's just like a fat penicillin shot they put in your butt.
Ugh.
And that one's weird too, because they make
Still
you hold
sweet
hands
delight.
with a dude across the table from you, and they wipe your ass cheek with like an alcohol swab, and they tell you this is the swab, and then they go, this is the needle, and they tap the needle on your butt, and they go, this is the shot.
Dang.
Yeah. And what
Ugh.
really sucks is there was some sort of like, which I can't remember what it was that was going around, or if because I went in winter, we had to get another peanut butter shot. So I had it
Dang,
twice.
twice.
Yeah. And then anytime you catch an STD, that's like their go-to is like pump you full of penicillin or amoxicillin, whatever it is.
Sure.
And then if you say you're allergic to, or you are allergic to penicillin, they
Yeah.
have an alternative, which is literally just a normal fucking shot. So like,
Yeah.
I don't understand why they can't just do that. Maybe there's a pricing thing, like, I don't know. Maybe this is like part of what you have to do to become, I don't fucking know.
Oh my
But
gosh.
the day we went through all the shot gauntlet stuff, after we got done with the peanut butter shot, they like sit us all down on essentially like a gymnasium floor right outside like the shot office, if you will, or like the medical office.
Yeah.
That's the other weird thing, like thinking back, which I haven't really thought about that in a while. But everywhere you went, there was always enough space to line like 300 guys up in formation. Like wherever you went, you were essentially just moving from gym to gym.
Sure.
Like high school gym to high school gym.
Yeah.
And it was just because like they know they got to like hold bodies, So yeah, there was always space.
Huh.
Like it's huge wherever
These
you
big
go.
bunkers wherever. Yeah.
Yeah.
The buildings.
But yeah, so like they have you sit down, you got to sit down cross-legged, and you just roll out your ass cheek because you have like a ping pong ball of this penicillin underneath your skin.
Oh, I'm about
Yeah.
to throw up.
So you got to like work it in, and then they came around with like little like if you were to go to Arby's and they give you those little
Sauce
ketchup
cups,
cups.
yeah.
Yeah, they come around with this sauce cup, and they tell you not to touch the pills that are inside. But just to put them in your mouth, and then I think you have a canteen with you at all times. So, yeah, so you take your pills and don't touch them. Like, that was like the strict instruction was just throw them away, and then they come around with a garbage bag and collect the cups. And one fucking idiot, after they strictly said, we're going to bring these pills out and, like, don't touch them.
Had to touch them.
Fucking touched him, and they shuttled his ass away, and we never saw him again.
Oh shit.
So like, right? Isn't that fucking crazy? Like that's my one like woo woo story from boot camp that
Yeah.
still irks me, like weirds me out to this day. It's like
What was that?
I don't even remember his name,
Dang.
but yeah, I remember they shuttled his ass away, and that was like the last you saw of Tom or whatever the fuck,
Dang.
right?
Sketch.
So like that's kind of comparable to like, that's why I wouldn't be surprised if they put a radio or a body monitor. But the
Right.
one reason I know that they didn't is because every day you were required to wear, like they had a uniform of the day, which because I was there in March, anytime it was a certain temp, you had to like wear certain uniform items. So like you have like your big Gore-Tex parka and your parka liner. Well, dude, I think it was something stupid. For like 20 degrees, they required that you wore like this huge parka, your scarf, the ski mask, leather gloves, and we're fucking marching around in this shit, and I can feel in my gloves just the fucking sweat, like in the fingers of the gloves, like filling up.
Ugh.
And all of a sudden, this big dude, I still remember his last name, Hammond, big dude, fucking passes out on us.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
It was overheating.
Over fucking heated, dude. Just marching around in 20 degrees with all this crap on.
Dang.
Yeah. I was so pissed. Like that turtleneck I'm always wearing. We had
Yeah.
to fucking wear that. Yeah.
Jeez.
So, I don't know. They were definitely trying to prevent us from getting hypothermia,
Right.
but apparently they were counterproductive because instead
So
heat
good
exhaustion
even-
in the
yeah.
middle of March.
Overheated. Poor guy. Dang. Yeah, that all just sounds horrible to me.
But like,
I think I could make it through it, to be honest with you.
yeah.
But yeah, because it's like on the verge of like, yeah, that's like a shitty experience, but at the same time, it's just like it's more of a uncomfortable experience. It sounds like than anything else.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I don't know about the gas chambers. That does not sound fun.
I don't know. It was fun for me. It was just interesting because, like, I don't know. I can remember myself going through the stages of fear, like I said, and then all of a sudden now you're doing it,
Right.
Now this is the gas chamber, and it was my buddy, his name Casey Stewart. It was his birthday on that day, and they asked who needs a little extra confidence. And this dude was always down to take a good ass whooping. Like, he was such a snarky dude. Only guy that got me in trouble in boot camp. Well, I got myself in trouble with him. But, yeah, we got in trouble. And so we had to stand at parade rest together in the middle of the compartment. And I think it was like for 4 hours, dude. And we were just standing there. In parade rest, you're not allowed to talk. So, like, and it's a very uncomfortable position to stand in. They would put you at parade rest as punishment all the fucking time. And yeah, we just stand there for like 4 hours, like back to back at parade rest. And we were fucking idiots. We just kept giggling like little girls and shit. But yeah, they asked who needs extra confidence, and Stewart's hand fucking shoots straight up. And he's got this dopey grin on his face.
Oh,
and yeah, so what that meant is, him and a couple other people who they chose based on, they were all the weak links, and then Stewart, because it was his birthday and he's a moron. And yeah, they crushed up more of the tear gas, whatever capsules they were, and put them back through it.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's hilarious.
Gave him a double dose.
So when I think of like boot camp and all of that, I always think of the, I just had the name of the movie and it's escaping me now. The Stanley Kubrick movie, where, God, I might have to look this up. I'm actually kicking myself that I can't remember this because it's a great movie. Let me see here.
I think I know what you're talking about too.
Not Full Metal Jacket.
Oh yeah, sure.
Why could I not think of that? But yeah, where they're just getting chewed out 24/7, and like you either make it as a platoon or like nobody makes it. And is that kind of similar? That like
no,
it's either you all do it or none of you do it, and you got to do it again. And like sleeping in, I don't know what the barracks look like or anything like that. If it was just like cots all next to each other or bunk beds or whatever.
It's not that intense. I guarantee, like, when my father went through boot camp, it was that intense.
Sure.
But you are sleeping in one compartment. You do have bunk beds, racks. They're called coffin racks. So, like, the platform that the mattress is on lifts up, and you store all your uniform items in there. You have one drawer where, dude, oh my God, the worst day in boot camp. So you have this one drawer on your rack, right? Mm-hmm. And I forgot what they call it, but it's like your personal shit, like letters you get from people, like stuff like that. And you're supposed to keep it locked at all time. You keep your money in there, prescriptions if you're prescribed some. Because as soon as everybody gets their fucking wisdom teeth pulled out, they get Vicodin while they're in boot camp. Because I'm pretty sure it's all like they use like what the new I forgot what they're called, corpsmen. The new corpsmen are the ones pulling your teeth out there, so it's like good practice, do it on the boots,
right? And
so you're supposed to keep like prescriptions in it and whatnot, and you're supposed to keep it locked at all times, and you're not supposed to have food in there.
Yeah.
Well, one jackass left his unlocked, and he had a bunch of granola bars from the galley in there.
Oh my gosh.
And so they came around and they collected in a garbage can everybody's lock.
Oh, dang.
And dumped them out on the floor and said, figure out which one's yours. You got 20 seconds, go. Figure out which one's yours. You got 10 seconds, go. And that's like 85 padlocks keyed differently, and obviously like it didn't work out. Eventually we started, the whole thing is like team building, I'm assuming.
Sure.
So eventually it turned into like a chain gang where we just started handing locks out and like, you try yours. Yeah. Okay, you got your lock, get the fuck out of line, but we could never meet the times, so like that was a pain. I was so pissed. I was mad. I was like, why the fuck would you do this to us? Like, this is painful. And then, like, as you fucked up, ITU.
Yeah.
Push-ups, 10 counts, sit-ups, planks, air chairs.
Dang.
Fuck that shit. So yeah, there's a lot of like fuckery, but there's a lot of downtime too.
Really?
Where like, well, not necessarily. I shouldn't call it downtime. Every Sunday was like your downtime. I think you got 3 hours to do whatever you want. And by that means like in the compartment. So like write your letters, send them out in the mail. Work on like studying for the tests you have to take.
Dang.
So, because there's tests like I advanced twice in boot camp just for being a good student.
Being proficient.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, yeah, but most of the time on those Sundays, I just went into the showers with a chair and sat down. Like, that was it, dude. Because a lot of days, like, you didn't get the shower longer than whatever seconds.
Right.
You know, and that was the other thing. You know, you got 80 guys, but you got 20 showers. So, like, what do? We got to come up with a system so that way nobody's actually doing the classic nut to butt bullshit in the shower because that's weird.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah, there's some stuff that was a little bit like, they definitely yell at you like that. I'll tell you that much.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. But as far as being like they can't hit you. I heard now they can't swear at you.
Really?
Yeah, they can't do anything that's like, you can technically tell them like, I'm not doing this because I'm gonna physically die.
Sure.
You know, but
Sure.
it's gonna count against you, and you're probably gonna lose a career over it. But you can quit. You know,
Yeah.
they used to say that all the time. Like, there's the fucking door. Like, you don't want to be here? Okay, go. You know.
Yeah. Interesting.
Wake
Very
you up in the
interesting.
middle of the night, screaming at you.
Sounds like we're getting soft.
I mean, yeah, dude. That would be like a legitimate thing. Well, like the fucking Air Force, I guess they get cell phones. Like, they get to
Really?
check their social media and shit. You know, like, I'm so against that because part of that, like, the isolation from everything is what really gets you focused, you know, because you can... No outside distractions. It's me and how I'm going to get through this with these other 80 dudes, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't cry at my graduation, but I cried during our final, like, our battle stations. They keep you up, like, it's like the final test. So the Marines have the Crucible,
Sure.
and that's like the Marines supposedly still have a pretty badass boot camp, but I've heard mixed opinions, and I'm not dogging on Marines. You
Right.
know, I respect all branches,
Oh, yeah.
you know, including the Air Force, and the Coast Guard's still badass. So, you know, but like the Marines, or the Navy, I mean, you do this battle stations thing. They got like a mock battleship.
Dang.
It's a destroyer, and they keep you up all night. They work you the shit out of you.
This is just like in a harbor somewhere? Or
No,
is it-
it's in a building.
Oh, really?
Dude, it's
So
in
you're
a
just
building.
on land, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're on
just
land.
working in the ship, though, obviously.
There's still water around it, and apparently, like, one thing that pissed me off is they used to actually do like drills where you had to like deploy like lifeboats and shit, or like life rafts, and
Yeah.
jump
in,
overboard
yeah.
and actually do that. You know, you still have to jump from like a 30-foot thing, but
Sure.
that's even not that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, battle stations, dude. You start out, it's supposed to simulate like a normal cruise, and then some shit happens,
Oh, dang.
and you go through like these different, like, in each room or each compartment in the ship.
Yeah.
Like, they tell you before you start your group of like 6 people, like, what you're supposed to be doing, what you got to do, how you're going to be scored and graded.
Yeah.
And then they say a scenario is going to happen. Sometimes they tell you what's going to happen.
Sure.
Sometimes they don't tell you until it happens.
Yeah, all of a sudden
So-
there's alarms going off, and yeah, you got to react.
And the whole ship shakes the whole time. It was really, I give them props. Like, we all were making fun of it, but like in
Yeah.
retrospect, that was actually pretty cool for like dealing with
That sounds pretty cool.
like a
actually.
stressful
Yeah.
situation. Like, one of them, you actually have to like walk through, like, it's supposed to be a compartment that was blown up, and this is the last station, and you go through it, and it's like a compartment that was hit by a missile strike,
Yeah.
and you have to rescue bodies from there. And the freakiest part, I didn't expect it. I thought they were just going to be like just some fucking like CPR bodies, you know,
Right.
just some mannequins. No, they're like gasping and they're screaming and they're saying like, "Help, I'm over here."
What?
Dude. Yeah, as soon as we walked into that room and they had, I'm pretty sure there was like fire or the lighting, I can't remember. I remember there being like sparks going everywhere. But yeah, you have to find these people and
Wow.
they're as you pick them up, they're like gasping and bleeding and shit and you're like, "Holy fuck." Like,
Dang.
yeah, the yelling and the, "Oh, I'm hurt. Oh, fuck, I'm over here." Like, weirdest shit ever.
That is traumatizing.
Yeah, and you have to like safely escort them out of this wrecked hull,
Yeah.
and like you have to demonstrate that you know how to carry a body upstairs and
Wow.
all sorts of stuff under stress. Which, you know, like after being kept up and worked, I remember falling asleep in the kneeling position. We had to all take a knee when we finished it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember falling asleep while they were like telling us like results.
Yeah.
And like Stuart was right next to me, like, "Hey, dude, you gotta wake the fuck up. Like, what are you doing?"
Oh my gosh. It's
But-
just debriefing you and Tyler snoozing.
After that, they give you have a recruit ball cap the entire time you're there, and then they come around and they give you your Navy ball cap, and that's when I teared up when we were all standing outside the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they congratulate us and tell us we're all, you know, members of the United States Navy. We say the Sailor's Creed.
Nice.
So
That's way cool. That's
Yeah.
way cool.
I give them props. I think we're prepared. Where we aren't prepared would probably be like in the actual fleet, because dude, people get soft and lazy.
Sure.
You get used to it, you
Sure.
know. But
Dang. So how, I mean, in the actual ships that you go on, are they pretty like technologically advanced? Because I know I had been on it was like a decommissioned ship, and I forget where it was at. I want to say Baltimore for some reason.
really, they got
But
one in Baltimore. I was
maybe
gonna
it
say
was in
San
Baltimore.
Diego. You ever been to San Diego?
It wasn't on the West Coast, no.
Oh,
I know it was
okay.
on the East Coast for sure.
Hmm.
Might have been, I want to say Baltimore. But yeah, it was like in the harbor of the ocean still. And they had tours going through, and you could see, oh, this is where, you know, people sleep. This is where the mess hall is. This is where, you know, everything is. And it was pretty, just a bunch of solid steel. There wasn't really any like amenities
Well, yeah,
at
dude.
all.
It's a warship.
And that's, I mean, it's
It's a warship. They're all solid
just
steel.
hard
You're
to
not going
think
on a
about.
cruise, dude.
Well, I understand that, but like, I mean, this one might have been from back in the day where like their beds were like just inch thick and like you're sleeping on top of people.
Hey,
And,
sailor, welcome to the Navy.
dang. F
Because,
that.
well, I think that comes from spending.
Sure.
You know how much they spend to build those back in the day? You know,
Oh,
we got to keep them
God,
going. And if there's anything like super updated, the enlisted aren't going to know about it.
Right.
You know, there's probably clearances
gonna
for stuff like that, but also, you know, it's good enough. Like some of the planes we still use are from back in the
Way
day.
back then.
You know,
Dang.
so yeah, it's not like, I don't know, man. What do you want? Like Mickey Mouse and the Disney cruise?
I don't know what I'm thinking.
Where's the
about
water
that,
slide?
Like, that I would want, but like, yeah, it really just seemed like, I don't know, it just seemed like real industrial.
The ship
It
is
wasn't really like,
is the Navy. The people on it are just there to make sure that the ship
That
can
it's
do its
running.
job. You know,
I guess
and
so.
everybody fits in. My roommate in Lemoore, California, used to always joke because he was what the fuck was his rate? He was a PS3 Clark. I can't remember what the rate is, but he was a paper pusher.
Yeah.
You know, and he used to always laugh because he was like, yeah, all I do is check people in and out, you know. But at the same time, every time admin, which is where he worked,
Yeah.
didn't do their job, you knew about it because you weren't getting your orders on time, or you weren't told where you're going on time, you know, like
Yeah.
your medical records were never transferred to medical, you know, so you would have to go to admin and be like, hey man, got to do your job.
Yeah.
But like you think about that, that's still part of it. They need to know who's accounted for. They're keeping track of people on bases or at commands.
Yeah.
Like me, all I did was troubleshoot equipment for flight operations.
Sure.
So turn wrenches to make sure that they can service planes, and it was always a warheads on foreheads. We got to keep birds in the air.
Yeah.
Assholes and elbows.
Gosh. That's crazy. Because, yeah, I mean, it really is just one big cog. And
oh, dude, it's a hive mind.
Every single
crazy.
person is just a tooth on that cog.
And you know what's even more disgusting? I think I'm always going to miss it.
Yeah.
Always. Like, I don't know. There's something that was super, super cool about it.
That's organization at its finest. That's
Hell
for
yeah.
sure. I don't know how they do that. Because, I mean, how many people were on a base?
Oh, I don't know.
A few thousand?
I would guess a couple thousand.
A couple thousand people. And, I mean, I guess it's like teams of people or whatever, but like still.
Well, you think about like in Norfolk, you have all branches stationed there.
Yeah.
So that's got to be more. That's a city,
That's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
You got to keep track of everybody, make sure everybody's doing the right thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
And in the right spot, and that there's space for everybody to be doing those right things.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Did I ever tell you about like submarine guys?
Mm-mm.
Dude, they're the kookiest motherfuckers ever. They make a shit ton of money. If you're on a sub, you're making a lot of money.
Sure.
Just because of conditions of life.
Yeah.
But they have they exist on a 18-hour day. So you work for 6 hours, you sleep for 6 hours, and you stand watch for 6 hours or do some sort of collateral duty.
Yeah.
And then so 18-hour days, so you have to get adjusted to that. And because of like space on a sub is everything. So here's like you're like, oh, it was just a bunch of metal and no amenities. Well, there's
no waste of space on a sub. Yeah.
Minimal amenities on everything because it's a warship. Its goal is to patrol or do whatever.
Right.
So the space for amenities, like you're not going to have your fucking foot massager, Danny.
Damn it.
Because we need to put some sort of radar equipment there, or that's plumbing or whatever the fuck, like everything is all about going to war and minimal amenities for whoever's on it, which is what kind of makes it fun. But sub guys, they do hot racking, which is, so you go to bed for 6 hours, you wake up, some other dude is assigned you your bed, and he comes and sleeps in your bed while you're at work.
Ugh.
And then you go to watch or you do whatever, eat. I don't know what the hell the other 6 hours. But I remember being told that it was a 18-hour day in 6-hour increments. So you go do whatever the hell you want to do. And then 2 other guys have slept in your bed, and then you have to come back to that.
Hop right back in.
Do you know how nasty that is?
I don't know. That's, yeah.
Right?
That's gross.
That's crazy.
Somebody was sweating all day.
Guys on subs, man, they're a different breed.
Jeez.
Different breed.
Ugh. No thanks.
Yeah. And an 18-hour day, so.
Damn. Maybe I'm soft. I could not do that. Oh, that sounds awful.
Let somebody else sleep in your bed, and I don't know, you only have to work for 6 hours, so that's kind of nice, but.
I guess.
You're also only sleeping for 6 hours.
Right. That's nuts. I mean, being in a sub would be terrifying. It'd be cool for maybe the first, 3 hours.
Maybe you are
until you realize, wait a minute.
This is all I got.
You're just pumping the same air through this place. What's going on here? I can't see the sun? Hold on.
Well, and then on top of it, I'm pretty sure subs, because they carry nukes, aren't allowed to dock in many harbors.
Yeah.
So, when you're on deployment, you're not going crazy places.
No.
So I don't know. They rake in money. And
into the ocean, into
Yeah.
the abyss,
yeah.
looking for blips on a radar.
Or being a blip on a
Or
radar.
being a blip on a radar.
Right?
Yeah.
That's trippy.
Ugh.
You imagine, like, I don't know what depth they go to, but if you get hit, just the pressure
Oh, God.
once the water comes in, like,
You're done.
do you just implode?
I wonder. Yeah.
Like, does that just crush you?
yeah.
Fucking crazy. So you
That
got to be
is
ready
crazy.
for that. That's like Marines, man. They're ready to die at all times. They're fucking nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I know at my work, actually, we just partnered with Tim Kennedy. He was a former UFC and a Green Beret. Yep.
Yep.
And talk about a badass dude. This dude is, I think he was a little shorter than me, to be honest with you, but just a ball of muscle. Like, I don't remember. He was saying some, like, dick jokes when he was talking to the company. It was hilarious. But, like, seemed like a total, like, family man and everything. It was kind of cool. But you could tell there was a little something, I want to say not right, but he had a little crazy in him.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And, like, you could tell, he even said, like, open invitation, like, if you see him in the hallway, try to take me down.
Oh, Jesus.
And, like, got a little twinkle in his eye, like, ooh, I'm in danger, kind of, you know what I mean?
He's not in danger.
He's definitely not in danger.
Dude.
He would whoop anybody's ass.
Yeah.
He'd whoop 5 people's ass at
You
once.
kidding me? Trained to fight and trained to kill.
Right. But, I don't know. Just
Has
the
anybody
way-
tried yet?
Not that I know of, no. But
You gonna be
he was
number one?
only- He was only there for a few days. He hasn't been back to the office. I was thinking about it, just to see, like,
Don't.
I don't know.
Well, do it. Yeah, go for it, Danny.
Just kind of get him
You're,
when he's walking down a
you're a
hall.
tough
and
guy. What?
tackle
Just
him. Yeah, man.
morning, Tim. Straight to the gut.
I'm just kidding. I would never do that. That'd be terrifying because I know I'd be on my ass getting an arm bar and no seconds flat.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, he was actually a really cool dude. Got to talk to him for a little bit, and yeah, he's like a total like family man, and like, yeah, I got all these accolades, and I'm a UFC fighter, or former UFC fighter, and like all this stuff, and like he's a totally normal dude. I don't know. It was kind of weird. It was like, this is not what I would expect a like Green Beret and a certified badass to just be like in every day.
Well, there's still people.
I know, but I mean, when I think of those types of people, and I mean, I always think of like Jocko Willink, for instance,
Sure.
just some meatball of a dude who, sure, he is very inspirational and everything like that. I'll give it to him, but like, I don't know, just tough as nails and manly man.
I'm sure he's tough as nails.
And like Tim, I don't know, he was just he was chill. I don't know. It was kind of cool though. But yeah, speaking of UFC, there's a big fight coming up. I want to say, I don't know if it's this weekend or next weekend. I should talk to Zach Miller. He knows all sorts of UFC, but I think I might be going over there to watch the fight. I forget who's fighting though. But it is like a,
I like the impromptu fight we got to watch last weekend.
yeah,
That worked out really nice.
that did. Those 2 women that fought. Holy
Yeah.
cow. What a fight. That was absolutely unbelievable.
That chick, I bet you her forehead is still the size of a basketball.
I would like to see her now.
Dude, just to the death. All 5 rounds. The entire time we're watching it, JJ's like, it's not going another round. It's not going another round. I was like,
I
dude,
didn't think it would.
girls are fierce, man.
The one girl who got her ass beat, they both got their ass beats, but the one with the giant forehead, I mean, if you look at a picture of before and after,
Yeah.
it's just like a whomp coming out of her forehead.
That thing had a pulse, man.
Oh my gosh. And even in her like post-fight interview, she's trying to like hide it and
Oh,
like,
yeah.
cover it up. That poor girl. How embarrassing. Well, not, I mean, definitely embarrassing, but like, yeah, Even Joe was just like, "Oh, it's fine, it's fine."
Yeah, don't worry about it,
It's just like, look at me,
dude.
I beat to a pulp, literally. But yeah, I
But
looked
that
it up. The fight that I was talking about is not till next month. April
next
18th.
month.
April 18th.
It's a far cry from Saturday, Danny.
I know. I thought it was this month. I was wrong.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's that. I don't even know how to say this dude's name. Ferguson versus
Hit me.
Nurmagomedov.
Sound it out.
Yeah, you can look at it.
I don't know shit about UFC, man. I just watch the fights whenever they're on.
Oh, really?
Oh. Why do I know who that is?
Because he's a badass and he's a champ. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's a lot of letters ending in a V.
Nurmagomedov. Oh boy.
Zach, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
I hope he calls me out on that shit. Yeah.
I don't know. I have always liked watching UFC
And Steam.
and even boxing and stuff. I don't know. Gets me amped.
It does.
But yeah, that actually did work out well with all the prelims and everything while we're playing games.
Fuck
That was
yeah.
a fun time. And that's what I don't know. That's kind of what I like about the UFC is that their events literally will last all night long. They start at like 5 o'clock and won't get done till 1 in the morning. And it's constant, like fight after fight after fight. And a lot of these people, like, I don't know, you just like pick a guy to root for and see if they win. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of a crazy sport. Like two guys just go at it. No holds barred.
No, thank you. I'd like to learn how to fight,
Yeah.
but I definitely wouldn't want to go into an octagon and get the shit kicked out of me because it's different breed of human than me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Way different.
For sure. It would be cool to, take jiu-jitsu or some sort of discipline. I know I actually work with a guy that is, and I don't know if he's got like a black belt or whatever it is, in Krav Maga.
Is that like the super submission one where it's all about choking people out? Or is that a striking?
I think Krav Maga is more submission, where you are. I can't even speak to it. I'm not sure.
Well, maybe that guy should go against Tim Kennedy.
Of all the people that might stand a chance, he might be the one.
It might be worth
honest
it.
with you. Yeah.
See, then you just stand back and you have everybody place bets. You're
True.
the
Be the
loan
bookie.
shark, the
Yeah.
bookie. Yeah,
True that.
it's called a hustle.
It's like in Snatch, the bookies. I love that movie.
That's a wicked movie.
All bets are off.
That's a wicked movie, dude.
What do you mean all bets are off? All
All
bets are
off. You like Dags?
For real. I think the first time I watched that movie was actually in Conrad's basement. I think you might have been there.
Was not there.
No?
Oh man, I met up with you guys afterwards.
Oh yeah, we walked to Kinderberg to watch the Lightning.
Yeah, there was a wicked storm that night.
Mm-hmm. So let's go on top of a hill.
Yeah, you know,
It was off in the distance.
it's fine.
I think
There
it
are
was-
trees around us. They'll catch the lightning before we do.
That's true. I
Remember,
think there was heat lightning. I
People
remember
only
that.
get struck by lightning on the news. Doesn't happen anywhere else.
It's true. It's never going to be me.
No, exactly. That's why the coronavirus is nothing but fucking hype.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I keep hearing things about it, and I'm not worried about it by any means.
Just
Getting
wait
back
till
to the
Missy gives you the
coronavirus.
red flag.
That's, I hate to say, but that's kind of the one thing that I'm worried about is that Missy works at a hospital and would be, I mean, she's on the front lines as far as.
Has she said like a lot of people have been coming in?
No.
No.
I don't think there's any in Milwaukee.
Well, I would think just like people who cough once or twice and they're like, oh shit, I have it,
Right. And I also don't think they would be going to her floor.
Oh, sure.
However, with this state of emergency that we're in, I don't know how hospitals and things are going to, if they even are going to change, as far as who can give care. And I know, I guess there's some like license rules with doctors in which they can only practice in the state that they have their license in.
That sounds right.
Which makes sense, right? And with the state of emergency, that's no longer the case. A doctor can practice anywhere, yeah, and give treatment anywhere.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah,
they're just like, hey, all hands on deck.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of, I don't know. I think that we're taking proper precautions as a country. I don't think we have that many cases of it, and especially not that many people dying from it. However, that number does keep increasing every single day. What scares me the most about the whole coronavirus thing is it's hard to say if you can't really get an accurate count, for one.
Right.
And also, any sort of, I trust the numbers that the United States is giving out, or at least I hope I would be able to trust them.
Yeah.
But you never know if those numbers are being fudged, or even if, for instance, China, if they are not giving accurate numbers.
So you think they're higher or lower then?
I think they're higher.
Okay. So you think that they're not giving us the full scoop on how many people are actually infected? Which, in the United States, that would make sense because we're not testing yet, right? Or that just started? Because isn't that what there was a bunch of hype about? Was, World Health Organization developed a test early on for it. 60 countries took it. The United States turned it down. I thought that was a big hype. So
yeah,
if we're not testing, we don't know who's got it.
Well, there was something that I'm not sure about that, but I know that the government had either developed their own testing kits or whatever, and were sending them out, and they weren't being distributed fast enough, and it was kind of a failure on the part of whatever company is, making these things or sending them out.
Yeah.
And that a lot of places just didn't have testing kits. There's literally, I want to say, the number was like there's 23 kits for every like 8,000 people or even greater than that, which is,
or maybe those numbers.
Maybe it was more. Maybe it was like every 2 million people or something like that. It was kind of a crazy number. However,
not a favorable ratio.
Not a favorable ratio. However, I did hear in the press conference today that I guess there's some new testing that's being done and research and development, and that I think there's like $3.5 trillion being pumped into this thing to like get things on the map and like have things developed like ASAP and send them out. And supposedly there's going to be testing, and like we were talking about before, the drive-up testing, where I don't know what that all entails or what these tests look like, but
spit in this cup.
Hopefully,
if it turns red, you're dead.
You got it. Yeah. Go quarantine yourself.
It'd be nice if it was that easy.
For real. But supposedly there's actually a quick turnaround. I think that was the other thing, is that the test kits that we had, it took a long time to see the results from them.
Right.
However, this new test kit or whatever, there's a very quick turnaround. Like I want to say like 12 to 18 hours versus like a few days. And you can do like masses of them all at once. Not like, I saw in the news this morning, they were able to do like, I want to say 36 a day. That was literally
shit.
And again, I don't know all the science or anything behind it, or the chemistry behind it all. But
me either.
Yeah, it really did not seem like we were doing very good.
I read something about a year and a half to 2 years was what they thought it would take to completely like stifle this thing. But there again, what if that's fudge numbers for whatever reason?
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's all a conspiracy to get toilet paper off the shelves.
Yeah.
People weren't buying enough, so they made this whole thing up.
I saw a picture the other day. I think it was there's a picture. It said richest family in the world, and it was the Bears for Charmin.
Oh yeah, there you go.
With the little paper pieces on their butts.
That's good.
I was like, that's pretty funny. But I don't know. I don't think it's a conspiracy by any means. I mean, people are getting sick and dying, that's for sure.
I don't think it's a conspiracy either.
However, I mean, it makes sense that this is happening, but it's really not affecting kids, which is a great thing. And it's really not affecting young adults and people who are active and healthy. It's more so affecting, unfortunately, the elderly, and is getting passed very, very easily through them. Where, if one person in an old person's home gets this thing, they're all getting it.
It spreads. Yeah.
And
I read just last night too, because I really didn't want to go to school today because midterms, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, maybe school will be closed down. Spring
Yeah.
breaks next week. Maybe
Just
you won't have to
extend it
do
out.
that. But Wisconsin was considering not closing schools solely because kids don't seem to be affected or they're not dying from it. But my first thought was kids are disgusting, especially young kids, putting shit in their mouth. Like, they got to touch everything, lick stuff. I don't know. I used to lick windows when I was a kid for fun, Definitely. Yep, say something.
I still do that. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
you got to know what it tastes like. But so send your kids to school to a giant cesspool petri dish mixture,
Right.
and then bring them back home and get your parents sick. That didn't make sense.
Right.
But then now you got parents who have to. Thank God I don't have kids. Who have to still go to work.
Yeah.
But you have if you got a high schooler, well, guess what? That just means he's smoking pot and having fun more. Like,
Right.
this is vacation for him.
Right.
But,
If you have a third grader.
yeah, that's a different story. You actually
Right.
have to figure out how you're going to take care of them. So what do? Send them to daycare?
Right.
Okay, so now daycares are going to probably close.
Right.
Yeah. So now what? One parent's got to stay home?
Right.
Well, how does that work out? That's a whole mess.
Yeah.
But
That's what, my work is literally going through right now. Our HR department's trying to figure that out because we do have a lot of parents and a lot of parents of very young kids.
yeah,
Like
bring them to work.
kindergarten to, fourth grade. And yeah, that's what they're trying to figure out is what do we do? Like,
Yeah.
of course we're not going to have you, like, if you can't work, you need to watch your kid. Like, that should not be a mark on you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you should still be taken care of.
Give them some sort of what is that, maternity leave?
See, and that's
You know.
we're trying to figure out, short-term disability or even be able to work from home, or do we just pay them, or do you just take like sick time and we'll just wipe it, or what
Right.
that, looks like. And I'm not sure what they decided upon. There was a bunch of people running around work today. It was kind of funny. Just like, our HR manager and like all the C-level people and all the other managers and like, I don't know. Everybody was running around looking like they had like a chicken with their head cut off, but maybe they got something figured out. Hopefully they do. And yeah, that really is a cause for concern with, moms and dads and people
Yeah.
with little kids. And what I wonder, and especially with schools staying open, is that, and I don't know how this virus works, if that's, for instance, a kid could contract it but not show symptoms, but they still have it. You know what I mean?
Just be a carrier.
And still be able to pass it along. Yeah. And what I also don't know is where this 2 weeks thing came from.
Why 2 weeks is the
Yeah, the incubation period. Like, is that just how long it stays in your body? Or
almost like they're self quarantining, kids.
right.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I just didn't understand that. I'm sure there's some scientific explanation for it, but I don't know. 2 weeks is just like, well, what if it's still in your system after that? Like, that's not gonna kill it. Like,
Yeah.
if everybody in America or whatever just stayed home for 2 weeks, are we gonna see this thing go away?
Right. Does
I
that
don't know.
does that allow it to stop spreading as fast? Is 2
Right.
weeks all you need
Right.
to cure or treat or whatever
Right.
these symptoms? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like 2 weeks is just kind of like, I don't know, man. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Give them a month away from school or 2 weeks or whatever the fuck,
It'll be fine.
and then bring them back. You
Yeah.
know, it's a longer spring break.
Right.
So,
Right. And that's the other thing is, I'm interested to see, and I don't know how viruses work necessarily, but if this thing were to mutate, and hey, guess what? All these tests that we've been doing, oh, they don't show this mutated version of this virus.
Zombies.
Dude, maybe.
No.
I don't know. I just want the looting to start. I'm just kidding.
What's your address again?
Don't worry about it.
You got a nice supply of triple ply over there.
It's only double. Don't listen to them, folks. But I don't know. It is a scary thing, especially because there's just so many variables and so many questions. And there's people out there that joke about it and are just like, oh, this is all a joke and a ploy. And yet they're still the ones to contract it and are the ones who are actually spreading it. And seriously, everybody who's listening, like, don't be stupid about this. Like, do your due diligence. Make sure that you are safe and healthy and
steal your toilet paper and your hand sanitizer from work before they tell you not to come into work.
Yeah, right.
That way you don't have to go out to the store during your quarantine.
True.
Right? Work smarter, not harder.
True. Go to Woodman's. Go to their bathroom. Steal all the rolls.
Boy. I'm not advocating that.
Yeah, me neither.
Good idea.
Here first. But
that's probably already being done.
Oh, I guarantee it. They probably only have like a roll. So I'm pretty sure Woodman's is the place where like they literally put like different brands of toilet paper for you to try and use.
Dude, I told you earlier.
They had like 14 different rolls.
I went to Walmart on my way home today just to get groceries. And, like, everybody who was walking around with a 6-pack of Scott's paper towel had the same stupid look on their face. And that look was, yeah, I'm going to wipe my ass with this. Like, damn, dude. Going to be a lot of plugged toilets.
For real. Invest in plumbers now.
That was a good time to get a good plunger.
True. Oh, dude, we got a good plunger here. I shit you not, this thing is like industrial strength.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yellow handle?
No.
Oh.
I think Missy's friend Jake got it for her apartment when she had it. This thing's got 2 handles.
Because Missy needs it. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And like, dude, it is fierce. It's literally like a 1 and like you're done.
Sorry, what was that noise again?
I don't know if I could do it again, but you heard it. You can go back and listen to it. But yeah, I don't know. It's scary, but I think we are taking the proper precautions as a country. I know actually starting tonight at midnight, there's no more flights to Europe.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I thought there was just no flights coming from Europe.
Both, unless if you're a U.S. citizen, you can still come back and you will be like tested and everything.
You know, Caitlin and Tyler were going to go to Spain.
Really?
Yeah. They had it.
That.
It was like, I want to say they were leaving this weekend or even like yesterday or something.
Really?
Yeah. And they just said, screw that. Like,
yeah. That's absurd.
Would you even have fun if you went on vacation right now?
I don't think so.
Like to a foreign country?
I don't think so. Well,
to go, like, imagine if you were like an Italian Joe Blow, right? Who was coming over here to America right now to, I don't know, you're going to go to New York City.
Right.
Like, I walk around like everywhere right now laughing because of like the hysteria. It's funny to watch this weird panic that's set in.
Right.
But like if you're in a foreign place and you're watching a foreign culture go through that panic,
Right.
like that's got to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if you and me went to Italy and we watched whatever they're going through,
Right.
you know,
Well, that's
like you're experiencing a different culture in a state of fear.
for real. It's actually funny. I don't know if I should tell this. I will. I don't care. My brother, I think it's one of his former coworkers, that is in Italy right now,
Oh shit.
and supposedly she's kind of ghetto, but is just living it up.
She's gangster.
She's gangster, but she's just living it up. Like she's going through all these different chapels and seeing these fountains and these squares
Oh,
and
no
like
shit.
all this stuff. And it's just like, what up? Like it's just me. Like and it's literally just
because
her.
the streets are so empty.
Yeah, like nobody's out and about doing anything, and she's just having the time of her life. Like I'm at the Coliseum. Like check it out.
I stand corrected then. Maybe that would be a blast. No lines at Disneyland right now.
Well, Disneyland's closed.
Yeah, I know.
Disney World's closed. And that's, yeah, I feel bad. There's a lady that I work with who was going to surprise her daughter for her birthday and take her to Disney World. And unfortunately, those plans are crushed.
You just gotta hop the
For now.
fence.
Oh, and then Mickey comes and sicks you. Sick of Mickey. They're saying goofy on you. But I don't know. I think that I do like the precautions that are being taken. Sports being shut down. People were mad about, even the NCAA tournament isn't happening this year. So no basketball. There's no, I think NASCAR is just literally racing without fans. So normal days for them. And just kidding.
Yeah. You're right.
I think golf actually, they played a tournament, but I think they have since postponed any other tournaments and stuff as well. But
That's weird because I would feel safer, which I guess it doesn't make sense, in a crowd outside versus like in a crowd in a
enclosed,
stadium.
yeah, where you're shoulder to shoulder,
Yeah.
screaming and yelling. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
golf they just clap.
Yeah, it's a professional sport, and most of the time they're wearing gloves.
Exactly.
So
Safe.
you
At
can
least on
shake
one
hands.
hand.
Yeah, on one hand. Holla, Michael Jackson.
For real. But no, I was listening to the radio this morning, and they even canceled high school sports. And one of the ladies that was on there was like, I understand it, but it was kind of sad. She's just like, for some of these kids, like this is their only opportunity to like compete for state or like, being like that tournament.
Right.
And all that sort of stuff. And like, oh, it's your senior year. Like this is kind of like your last hoorah. And, a lot of these athletes and people aren't going to play in college. Well,
I
for
guess
some
if you're
people,
going
like,
college sports and
yeah, like this is
you're
kind
actually
of
really good.
their glory days
Yeah.
for a lot of people. And they put in a lot of work just to not be able to compete, which it stinks, but at the same time, public health is number one.
I mean, come on now. You got to look out for number one.
For real. However, even that, I don't know when it's going to happen that, all of a sudden grocery stores, they need stock boys, they need cashiers, people who are interacting one-on-one with people for the whole
From the
day.
community. Yeah, that's
From
true.
the community. Like, if I was a cashier at Pick and Save, hell no am I going to work.
Right.
Screw that.
Touching other people's dirty money.
Yeah,
Scanning products that they've been walking around the store coughing on.
right.
Yeah, I guess. But
Even like people handling food or like cooks. I don't know if
that's what I was
gonna
thinking about.
eat at a restaurant, to be honest with you.
Because my roommates eat out a lot, right? Whereas I don't eat out.
Right.
So I was thinking, like, would right now be a better time to eat out?
Right.
Like, or how does that affect it? Yeah, are food places going to stay open?
Right. I personally would say no. I don't eat out. Again, look out for number one.
Yeah.
I would like to open my box of pasta and boil it and make sure that,
Dude,
I'm the
living
only
the
one
dream
touching it.
right now. I saw your pantry.
Yeah, we do all right.
It's cozy.
We'll last for a little bit.
I told you, I buy groceries week to week.
Yeah.
So
See, and that's, I don't know.
next week I might be feasting here.
That's fine.
I'm just kidding.
We got food for now. For now. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if this indeed does blow over in 2-3 weeks, or if it
Yeah, is this just part of our
Truly-
24-hour news cycle?
right, or if this truly is kind of the start to like a much more serious outbreak and a much more serious, I don't know, contamination, I guess. I don't know. It's scary. Something that really freaked me out, actually, is something my boss told me.
Oh boy.
He's a little bit of a conspiracy theorist.
Holla.
However, what he was saying kind of resonated a little bit, as a lot of conspiracy theories do. But he said in times of panic, he always looks to what CEOs of large companies do.
There you go.
And this year, since December 31st to January 1st, so many of them have just jumped ship. For instance, Disney CEO, no longer Disney CEO, kind of left on was a surprise leave. And
Was it a surprise leave? I thought he did something dicey and he was like, you know what, I'm going to resign.
I don't know if he did or not. But I don't know. He said it's been kind of an unprecedented amount of CEOs and some high-profile people leaving their positions and kind of getting out of town and kind of disappearing. And I don't know. It's kind of interesting to see and to look at. And it always makes me think of the movie 2012, I think it's called, where the Mayans predicted it was the end of the world.
Oh, we're all familiar with 2012.
All of the
I've never seen the movie, but
in the movie, all of the richest of the rich and the most powerful people all have a special ticket in which they get to be put on these massive ships. They're Noah's Ark kind of ships, and would survive the end of the world and would be the ones to repopulate and restart the world. And I don't know, it just kind of made me think maybe that's happening.
where the money's looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure one thing I thought about was you're saying look at CEOs. Well, Tom Hanks has it, Yeah. I really thought he came out with a really wholesome, public address about it. He didn't hide it. He said, hey, found out I'm infected. I'll keep you guys updated. Everybody stay safe. Everybody stay healthy. It was just right. It was a nice what's up. But, if in, next week he's posting about how he's cured and he no longer has the coronavirus, well, then I'd be a little suspicious that money played a part in that. But
sure.
I think for now he's being quarantined just like everybody else.
True.
And then the other thing too, and I saw this on Reddit, was somebody was complaining that Donald Trump might have it, our president might have it, and that's why we don't have tests. Just some woo-woo bullshit,
Yeah.
But my first thought was, I guarantee every high-ranking government official has been checked.
Oh, yeah.
Especially somebody like the president.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's Donald Trump. Now, whether or not we're going to know if he has it, and definitely won't know. I mean, it's election time, so everything's all about looks, and that whole game's going on.
True.
But, I guarantee the wealthy are very up to date with whatever coronavirus has to offer. You know?
Yeah. No, very true. Very true. And, yeah, even in the president's speech today, somebody asked him that. They're
oh, no shit. Maybe that's why.
I think he was just down in Brazil or something like that. And, yeah, one of the reporters was just like, yeah, there's a picture with one of the officials down there who has tested positive, and you're in that picture, like standing next to him or whatever. And Donald Trump was just like, well, I really don't know who that is. Like, I take thousands of pictures every day, blah, 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 doing his Donald Trump thing. And he said, really the only person that I had contact with down there was Brazil's president, and had extended, conversations with him and was in the same room with him. And Brazil's president tested negative for coronavirus. He's already been tested. And I don't know if Donald Trump has been tested or not. I would assume he has, but he's just like, yeah,
100%.
I do not have it. Like, he pretty much came out and flat and said it.
Donald Trump's been tested, and he's got a pill up his butt that is telling him his body temperature right now or whatever.
Yeah, right.
They're making sure he doesn't go hypothermic, too.
For real.
Why? I don't know.
For real. But, I don't know. It's something.
For me, it's interesting to watch because I feel like this is the first event that's occurring globally.
Yeah.
Like, I would have thought it would have been climate change, that would have affected the world as a whole, which, I mean, technically it is, but there's still all the debates about whether or not it is real,
Sure.
But this one seems to be the one where everybody is kind of talking about it. It's on everybody's radar, know. And that's what's interesting to me because, like, H1N1, swine flu, bird flu, all the other ones, never have I heard the word quarantine used unless it was in a zombie movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what's really interesting to me is it feels real,
This one feels real. And that's something that I think you've asked me before is, at what point do you really start panicking?
Right. It's when
does mass hysteria kick in?
What would be the gun ho thing? And for me, I said it's if you go to the grocery store and there's no food on the shelf for an instant like this, that's when I would think that that's when the looting will start, if you will. But then again, it couldn't. We don't know. That's kind of why it's mass hysteria. That's why it's panic. It happened suddenly.
Right.
And like when I was at Walmart, it was almost like it was the holiday season and everybody was last minute Christmas shopping or Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But people looked fucking crazy pushing carts of like 40 Tombstone pizzas around and like paper towel, like it just really weird. I saw the and I don't know, I said this to you when I first got here, but the couple bickering in the baby food aisle, about formulas and yelling, we need to get all that we can afford right now because we don't know, and that's their own version of panic.
Yeah.
You and me are chilling in your office right now talking.
Yeah.
But somewhere out there, like I said, there's Debbie hoarding toilet paper in her living room, or
right.
That couple that's freaking out about baby food. So I don't know, that's individual panic,
right?
But when does the mass panic start? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
And what's it gonna take? A buddy of mine was saying he was talking to a guy at his work, and he was saying that martial law should be enforced. And I was like, dude, you want to freak some people out?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You should go look that shit up first.
I don't think we're there yet.
No.
God, no.
Hell no.
I never want to live in a time where martial law is enforced.
Right?
Absolutely
like,
not.
What kind of nut job are you to say that should occur?
I'm going out blazing if that happens.
Danny's getting real.
I'm getting real, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. And that's, I saw something on Reddit this morning, actually. There's a quote, actually, from the movie Men in Black. And it was Tommy Lee Jones who said, a person is smart, but people are stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Weirdly enough, yeah, it comes from Men in Black. And then he goes on to say, like, everybody's oblivious in groups and blah, blah, blah. And Yeah,
That's
it really actually
interesting.
kind of resonated. It was just like, yeah, you and me sitting here, I feel like we're smart. Hopefully we're smart and we're not freaking out or buying up a pick and save right now.
No, no, no.
But people, and by people, it's just the masses that are watching the news 24/7. I'm sure if I flipped on the TV right now, there'd be something coronavirus ticker going on or
Yeah.
whatever, special reports coming in. And the people who follow that and, see what everybody else is doing, and it is that kind of mentality of a group, are dumb.
Yeah. Well, mob mentality.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we've all been to concerts or even just Summerfest,
Yeah.
and you fall into that mob mentality. Even if that can be, I don't know. I guess it has a negative connotation, but uh, you could be a happy mob.
Could be happy.
You could be a good time having mob. But
Sure.
yeah, people fall into those vibes,
Yeah.
and yeah, I like that. Person is smart, people are dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, the Wild Game Feast,
Yeah. Next weekend.
Xnade.
X-Nay.
I think they're talking about it right now.
I was
So
actually thinking about that today. Not
my
gonna lie.
mom had said something yesterday morning, I guess, like joking, and my dad called me. He was like, "Your mom jinxed it. They're talking about canceling the
Dang.
Wild Game Feast. So hold your money."
Yeah.
But I think that might be more so just because they don't know how many people will turn out.
Right.
So if they're not going to get their money's worth,
12 people there. Yeah.
yeah. Well, you're not going to raise like they did last year,
They made
$180,000.
$180,000.
Yeah, bro.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Good for them.
All the sales, the food, everything, tickets,
Dang.
right?
Good for them.
Yeah, it's their highest and a lot of that they go to they send to charity. So it's kind of
Yeah.
cool that they do that. I think they I want to say they support obviously like land conservation.
Yeah.
And they sent it to a children's. Damn, I wish I knew the name of the charity now, but they donated like 60 grand to a children's hunger charity.
Wow.
So, kind of cool, man.
That's really cool.
So yeah, if
I didn't
12
know it
people
was that
show up,
much.
guess
Holy
what? Those
shit.
12 people aren't going to be packing that much cash.
Right.
So,
Right. Dang. I want to be one of those 12. Win all the raffles.
you know what though? Yeah, if it's going on, I'm going.
I mean, yeah.
We're all going to go home with something good from the raffle that year.
For real.
This year.
Dang. Yeah. I was actually thinking about that today. I was just like, oh, yeah, I need to give Tyler money for those tickets. I was going to stop at the bank. And then, yeah, I thought about it. I was just like, I actually wonder if it's going to stay on or if they are going to call it off. Because, I mean, I don't know how many people go through there throughout the day. But
Yeah.
it's a good, I mean, I would assume probably close to 1,000.
I can't remember what they had last year, but they had a lot. I don't think it was 1,000.
I mean,
It might have been a.
it's
That place
hosted
was
at-
packed,
Yeah,
man.
it's hosted at Bub's in Germantown. That place is huge.
And it's shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the whole concert venue and the main hall, and then that side room, which is like a banquet hall. That was packed as well.
Yeah, you know what? That is oddly enough, that's a pretty big bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I guess probably about 1,000 throughout the course of the night.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to ask. I can get you a real number on that, but
I'd be curious.
hang on to
I
your
would be.
money until the day of. We'll just say that.
That works for me. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully it goes on. I don't know. I just want to eat some awesome food.
Dude,
Really is what I'm looking forward
50
to.
pounds of elk.
That's what I'm really looking forward
They
to.
got that going, and I think that's not even all of it, man. Those little pheasant poppers, those are so good.
Mm-hmm. I want to go pheasant hunting again. I know you and I were talking about that a little while ago. And I had gone with our buddy Max Budiak years ago, and Gary Hackney for that matter.
Now married Hackney.
Not yet.
Oh, that
Not
wedding
yet.
didn't happen?
Nope.
Oh,
They're getting married in May, and they actually just sent something out saying like, "Hey,
Oh, yeah, oofta.
because they were having a destination wedding down in Mexico, and yeah, they're like making sure that people have travel insurance and like all that in case they need to postpone it,
Right.
or move it to a different date, or
What
do
would
whatever
travel
with it.
insurance do? I'm ignorant.
You get
Is
your
it?
money back.
Oh, just cover. Okay, so cover the cost of your flight and whatnot,
Yeah, yeah,
and wherever you're staying. Okay.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, like for instance, I could buy a ticket to Switzerland today
Yeah.
for December 20th of this year, and come December 20th, whoa! All of a sudden, Switzerland is in war.
Yeah. Something
Or
crazy's
something
going
crazy's
on.
going on. It's just like, oh, I'm not out, a few $1,000s. I
Well, it's a
can
good thing
get
they
that
didn't
money
invite
back.
me to their wedding because I'm too cheap for the travel insurance. Like,
Right.
nah, nothing's gonna happen, man.
I'm going
I'm
regardless.
going to a wedding. I'm gonna have a great time in Mexico. Boom, pandemic.
Seriously.
Hey.
Seriously. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, I hope the best for them. And like, I don't know what they're going to do if that doesn't go through. But yeah, it's a lot of planning. And I'm sure Kelly's freaking out.
Oh, hell yeah. Poor Kelly, man.
Her big day is, yeah, might be postponed. But yeah, that's the only thing that's kind of freaking me out as well, is I'm not sure how safe it is to travel within the United States even, or at least like get on a plane. I personally wouldn't do it.
I mean, why would you? Now you're tempting fate there.
Right.
Dude, I feel gross on planes as is. As much as I love traveling,
Right.
I even like being on planes, but that's like you're breathing that same air. You got all those nasty smells from just random people.
True.
Ugh.
True.
There's something about that. Yeah,
It's a gross
I would
thing.
I get uncomfortable germ-wise doing that,
Yeah.
regularly.
However, you can get to Florida $50 round trip.
Dude, what are you doing this
Just
weekend?
saying.
You can go to Florida real quick,
For real. Grab some lunch, come back.
get a day trip, round trip. Dude, now might be the best time to travel.
That's the other thing. It's just like, you know what? You could
It's just the
kinda-
flu.
You could kind of hedge your bets, and I don't know.
For me, I
Just
think the
gotta do
worst
it.
part would be traveling and then getting stuck somewhere.
That would be.
You know what the fuck happens then?
Right.
Can't expect your work to shell out money
No.
just because you decided to take your vacation. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not sure either. It's weird times we're living in right now. I think right now is kind of the cusp of it as well. Or I feel like there's going to be some sort of breaking point in the next week or two in which it's either going to get real bad real quick, or it's just going to kind of dissipate
The feather off.
and just be all right.
The
But
sports star is going to kneel for a flag or someone's going to use the wrong bathroom.
right,
And then we'll be on that.
right, exactly.
A volcano will erupt somewhere.
Oh God, I hope not. Mount St. Helens erupts, we're all screwed.
At least Australia's not on fire.
Not anymore. They just have the virus.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure that's actually where Tom Hanks got it.
Yeah,
Was in Australia,
he's down there
Yeah.
shooting a movie.
which is crazy. Note to self: never travel with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I don't know how many movies he's been in where things have gotten pretty have gone pretty awry. With Survivor and even what is that one movie, Captain Phillips,
Captain Phillips, Castaway.
Castaway, whatever, when he was the airline.
I mean, I guess Forrest Gump was a little. I don't know. That's like bittersweet.
Yeah, I mean, he went to war and his whole platoon kind of didn't make it except for Lieutenant Dan.
But he's rich. He started Bubba Gump Shrimp, all right?
He did.
But he
He
never
sure
knew his
did.
kid.
He did not.
The moral of the story is Jenny was a rapist.
Jenai. For real. That is actually one of my favorite movies of all time. Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that's a classic.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I love movies that it's almost like a lot of short stories in one.
Sure. Yeah, like a memoir kind of.
Yeah. I like movies like that. And I also like movies that it's a lot of stories that all take place in the same timeline that you don't know how they all connect until they all connect.
Yeah.
And Snatch is one of those where it's like the same story and the characters or the main people are like passing by each other, and finally it all kind of like comes to a crux.
It's a jewel movie or a jewel heist movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or even, the Oceans movies as well are kind of like that. They show like little bits and pieces, and
Yeah, but the only good Oceans movie is Ocean's 11.
True. That is true.
It was like 12, they tried, and then 13, I was like, what am I watching?
True.
And then they got the
one with all the women.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but
me and Missy saw it. It was all right.
Just trying to rekindle something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all right. But I don't know. It's
Where
hard
is
to.
Missy?
She
said Culver's.
Right
now I'm hungry, dude.
She just asked if you wanted ice cream. Do you want ice cream?
I do not want ice cream.
Mark it here first. This is the first time I've ever heard Tyler say he does not want ice cream. But yeah, let's wrap this thing up. I gotta pee. Yeah, if you're still listening, thank you all. Be safe out there. Take your Flintstones vitamins. Don't cough on people. Stop licking windows. You know what to do.
Come talk to Danny.
Come talk to me.
He's a great guy. He's got a well-stocked fridge.
Sure do.
A lot of food here.
Lots of food.
And the best double-ply toilet paper you'll ever wipe your ass with.
Bunch of restroom tickets. Yeah. Check us out on Instagram. I'll be posting this episode on my personal Facebook. I'll link the Instagram, YouTube. I'll try and figure that thing out again. I think my computer took about like a good hour to render a video just because it was 2 hours long.
Dude.
Wasn't used to that type of work. But,
well, I was amazed because I stayed up and then I saw that first one was up already. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Danny's putting in work, guys. Putting in work.
I'll probably upload this one tomorrow morning. Try and capture a bigger audience. Otherwise, if you guys want, you can actually give us a call. 414-375-9446. There's a voicemail box set up through Google Voice. If you have any questions or topics you would like to see discussed or hear discussed, give it a ring, leave it a message. You might just be featured in the podcast. If you do want that to happen, we'll play your message over the air. And yeah, kind of have fun with it. So we'll see what happens with that. But thank you guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Peace.